Players, you can't make this up. So, according to employees at Impact Plastics in Irving, Tennessee, they were told that they could not leave as floodwaters from Hurricane Helene began to rise. By the time they were given permission from the supervisors that they could leave, it was too late, and now several employees are missing and some have been reported as deceased. This is absolutely devastating, ridiculous, and a hot boo-boo shitty mess. And keep in mind, the supervisors left, but the employees were all left behind. So Impact Plastics is owned by this guy, Gerald O'Connor. And apparently the warehouse, the plant, is right next to or really close to a river. Now, we've been talking about Hurricane Helene for a week, how it was a Category 5 hurricane. Many states completely evacuated, told people to leave. And if you do not leave, go ahead and write your social security number and your birth date and your name on your leg in permanent marker so that way we can identify you. So why in the Sam hell would Gerald O'Connor not close the plant? They should have been closed for inclement weather, but instead, these employees came to work at a plastics factory as if that's a detriment. It's absolutely absurd. So the employees are alleging that they were told that they had to come to work. When the waters really started to come down, the rain and such, they started asking could they leave, in which the supervisor said that they had to reach out to someone named Jerry. And then they alleged that 10 minutes later, the supervisor came back and said that they were allowed to leave. However, it was too late. The waters had already began to rise. Now, the higher ups had already left, but the factory workers were left behind. So they all tried to leave, but by that time, it was too late, and the waters was rising, causing their vehicles to get swept away in the waters from the river. So now some people are missing and some have been confirmed deceased because Impact Plastics refused to close for inclement weather during a Category 5 hurricane. Make it make sense, because it doesn't. So Impact Plastics released a statement expressing their heartfelt sympathy to employees who went missing or perished during the flood. They decree and declare that they are devastated by the tragic loss of the great employees. Those who are missing and deceased and their families are, of course, the customary in their thoughts and prayers. They continue by saying, on the morning of September 27th, rainfall had been intense the previous night, but subsided as the morning went on. The company continued to monitor weather conditions. When water began to cover the parking lot and adjacent service road and the plant lost power, employees were dismissed by management to return to their homes in time for them to escape Industrial Park. At no time were employees told that they would be fired if they left the facility. For employees who were non-English speaking, bilingual employees were among the group of managers who delivered the message. Players, I don't believe for an iota of a second that these employees weren't told if they didn't show up for work that day, that they wouldn't have a job going forward. I am not the least bit convinced that these employees were not told that they couldn't leave the facility, despite the fact that the water was rising. This is the most despicable and egregious act that I have ever seen. And I'm hoping that they are held accountable to the furthest extent of the law, whether it's by law enforcement or whether it is by civil actions, because there's no way that plant should have been open. Players, put your thoughts in the comments. Of course, here at the Black Accurate News, I send my condolences out to the families, and I'm hoping that the ones that are missing are found safe somehow. But it's not looking good. Players, put your thoughts in the comments. It's Double D Mo for the Black Accurate News.